That's right. Here at Toastmasters, everyone is a leader. Especially our amazing audience. Why? Because you make these meetings possible. Not only do you make these meetings possible, but you inspire us to come up here and speak. Simply because you're willing to listen. As illustrious leaders, we provide a quality service and learning experience to teach each and every one of you how to become better leaders and better public speakers. Starting with our president, who is the face and the CEO of this club, who represents this club at every outside event, at every meeting, and makes sure this club runs efficiently. We have our vice president, who is our on-call president. So if our president, for some reason, gets sick or in extreme circumstances gets beat up by some guy that, is pissed off because he told on him or something. Vice president is there to step up and become the president. We have our vice president of education, which is there to lead each and every one of you and show you the way and show you each and every step throughout your speaking experience, which ways to go, which speeches to do, and which will make you a better public speaker. We have our vice president of membership, which is obviously, speaks for itself, is in charge of recruitment and bringing in new members. We have our webmaster, who is in charge of our website and keeping it amazing. Yeah. So that everybody out there can see what we're doing here at FAU. And then we have our meeting roles. We have our Toastmaster of the Day, which runs our meetings and makes sure our meeting runs efficiently. We have our timer, which makes sure that we don't ramble about nonsense. Because who wants to hear nonsense?
Not me.
We have our counter, who is in charge of making sure that we speak proficiently. Making sure that we don't say nonsense words like, I can't, like. I was trying not to say that because kind of walked into that one. We have our grammarian, who is in charge of making sure that we speak at a high level and speak with elegant English, professional English. We have our general evaluator, who is in charge of evaluating the entire meeting and giving us real-time feedback.
Yeah.
I'm getting all accounting here. I got accounting going on. We have our topics master, which gives each and every one of you to get out of your comfort zone and come up here and hopefully eventually get to the point where you are up here, like me, giving speeches like this. And then we have our speech evaluators, the most important people in this meeting, because they help us grow. The people that get up here, whether we're scared as hell or whatever, get up here and give us immediate feedback so that we can grow, so that we can go back to our next speech and evaluate ourselves, so that our next speech is grade A. And then we have our speakers, who educate you on everything from guitars to our lives. We get up here and we push ourselves to become not only better leaders, because it takes a lot to get up here and speak to people. When I first got here to this Toastmasters club, I would be more like this when I'm up here, you know, like, But now, obviously, I am way more accomplished at what I do here. And then you have each and every one of you. The club would not exist without all of you, no matter who you are, even if you come once or twice. Because if we don't have an audience, we're just talking to ourselves. And who wants to come up here and talk to a wall or talk to ourselves? So in conclusion, each and every one of you are empowered to not only become better leaders, but become better speakers, so that you can go out into the professional world and kill an interview or kill a sale. So you do it proficiently. You have a heads up on every other person out there because you are part of Toastmasters. Thank you very much. That is my speech, and now I will open the floor to questions. Woo! Right. Mr. President.
Now, I know you mentioned that the audience is the most important, because if we weren't here, then it wouldn't be a club. But what about the speaker who prepares a speech like you? Because if the audience didn't have you, then we'd just be sitting here looking at the wall. So I'm just kind of wondering.
Great. That was more of a statement.
Yeah.
But again, back to where I said the audience. If it weren't for the audience, we wouldn't come up here and speak because we wouldn't have anybody to prepare anything for.
First of all, illustrious speech. Second of all, what gave you the inspiration for this speech? When did you realize this was a speech that you wanted to give?
Well, I had another topic for this speech,
For the briefing? For the project, the briefing?
Yes, which probably wouldn't have been, organizational-wise, it probably wouldn't have fit to the speech that I was doing, a briefing. It was more of a research topic that would probably be more informational rather than, well, I mean, this is that informational, but for every one of you that would know, I really wanted to do this on the music. And inspiration was the song American Pie.
Oh, that's so
And how the ultimate message in that song was that music died in an accident. Not a lot of people know that, but a lot of famous singers died in that, and I really wanted to do that, but there was a lot of extensive research done, and I've been part of Toastmasters now for 2 years, I believe. So I know it very well, so I figured why not do something I know.
How has being in Toastmasters, how has that developed your leadership skills personally?
Toastmasters has helped me substantially when it comes to leadership because I kind of, when I first joined, I was so annoyed at the fact that it was so positive here. because when you think of criticism, you think of constructive criticism, you think of, people pointing out your flaws so that you can fix them. But instead, here, it's like, oh, you did a great job, this and that. But throughout my time here, I started realizing that that's the best part about it. Because it allows you to evaluate yourself on a positive note, rather than getting down on yourself and being like, I messed up, then I got to do this. You're already evaluating yourself in a positive way. So that's how it made me a better leader, because it allowed me to evaluate myself, because nobody knows yourself better than you on a positive note. Again.
This is a request. What do you think about giving this speech again in an open house for Toastmasters?
In an open house, like
Yeah.
what kind of setting?
Like, we would try to get as many guests as we could and then explain what Toastmasters is, the various roles, and kind of teach them about the club.
Yeah,
Do you do that?
I would definitely prepare a lot more for it. And then, yeah.
Where, yeah, Lily, please.
Yeah, I was just curious, you know a lot about Toastmasters. I was not so informed when I joined. I did learn like later. And I'm curious, do you know some history, like the start of Toastmasters? Is it always again or change? How
So
it was established?
I don't know that much, but Toastmasters is very well known, like another organization I'm part of. And I actually found out through a member of an organization called Rotary, who is also a Toastmaster. And all clubs are like this. They're very positive, and it's amazing, because a lot of the times when you're growing up, you try to surround yourself with people who are going to make you better. And that's exactly what Toastmasters does.